Hello everyone and welcome back to Sacred Saturdays, a weekly video series where I come in and talk about self-care tips that I use myself. Today I want to talk to you guys about something really important, especially because Instagram is removing likes. I know that this is a big problem that a lot of you guys struggle with, and I want to talk about the power of the mute button. Now, it can be really difficult to scroll through Instagram first thing in the morning and get inundated with FOMO, or that you're not enough, or that someone's doing much better than you, and just like this compare and despair just influx that can be really damaging. So, and then there's also like the idea that if you unfollow or block somebody that they're going to get their feelings hurt. So there's just layers of these emotions that can be really hard to wrestle with. So I wanted to talk about the power of the mute button and give you guys permission to start muting the accounts that don't make you feel your best. So Instagram and other social media worlds can be a safe space for you to feel invigorated and excited by the content that you're consuming. So the first thing that I want to talk about is noticing your energy when scrolling. So a lot of us just kind of like go throughout our days not being really mindful of our energy, and then like a few hours even later, we start to feel really crappy and we're not sure why or where it happened or what the origin source is. So what I want you to start doing is start intentionally scrolling on Instagram, intentionally scrolling on your social media platforms, and seeing where you start to feel like you're not good enough, or where you start to feel a little bit icky, and also where you start to feel really good and really empowered. And take mental notes of that. So that's the first step. Then I want, once you're noticing your energy levels and kind of how you're flowing through, how you're consuming this content, I want you to be really mindful of your thoughts and mindful of the accounts that trigger them. So if you're following a celebrity and every single time you see them post a photo, you start comparing your stomach to theirs, that's not going to be really healthy for you. If you can get to a point later in life where you don't do that and you can just see a photo as a photo, then that's great. Maybe you can unmute them. But if your first reaction is to look at someone's photo and like automatically say, oh crap, I am not that, then give yourself a little distance, a little break so you can do some healing and go ahead and mute. So that brings us to the third. I'll just repeat myself, but if you start to feel FOMO or less than or not so confident or like anything, even on my account, if there are things that make you feel like they don't make you feel good and your energy levels start to go down, hit that mute button. It's a great little exercise to do because nobody gets hurt, nobody loses followers, nobody knows. You just don't see content that harms you. You don't put yourself in harm's way. So that's why the mute button is so amazing. And then once you start muting all these people where your energy levels aren't great and you start to feel crappy about yourself, and you start muting all of those outside sources, when you start to follow accounts that inspire you and start consuming content that teaches you something, that invigorates you, that makes you motivated, that really like where you're learning something and you add value to yourself, so that if you're scrolling first thing on Instagram because that's how you wake up with a new sense of purpose, and you wake up with a new energy that's going to propel you throughout the day rather than keep you bogged down, okay? Which brings me to the last portion of why this is so great, is because this is laying a foundation, a baseline foundation for what you're going to be able to act with. So if you have if all of the things that you're consuming throughout your day are actually adding value to your life, there's absolutely no reason why you're not going to lead with value. So really you're consuming and then projecting that same energy. That's what you're trying to make Instagram and social media, is a safe haven where you can enrich your life, and then it projects it outwards. And there's nothing that is going to feel better than making your online sphere a place that you actually want to be, rather than a place that makes you feel like shit. All right, guys, well, this was a quick one, but that's enough for me today. Wanted to just give you permission and let you know that the power of the mute button is there and at your disposal. See you guys next week.